Hi everyone, welcome back to DGMC, Diwane Galib, Meri Zubani. To all our returning viewers, we are very delighted you could join us again. And for the new viewers, we are happy you discovered the podcast and decided to tune in for the first time. Now, if you were with me in the previous episode, you know that last time we finished Ghazal 22 from Diwane Galib, Havas Ko Hai, Nashate Kar Kya Kya. What that means is today we get to start a new ghazal from Diwane Galib. We are going to get into the ghazal 23 now from Diwane Galib. Since this is the first episode, I'm going to read the entire ghazal to kickstart it. And then we are going to pick couplet by couplet for our impressions. So this is how it goes. मतलब अर्ज किया है, दर खुरे कहरो गजब जब कोई हमसा न हुआ। दर खुरे कहरो गजब जब कोई हमसा न हुआ, फिर गलत क्या है कि हमसा कोई पैदा न हुआ। बंदगी में भी वो आज़ाद और खुद भी हैं कि हम। बंदगी में भी वो आज़ाद और खुद भी हैं कि हम, उल्टे फिर आए दरे काबा अगर वाह न हुआ। सबको मकबूल है दावा तेरी यकताई का। सबको मकबूल है दावा तेरी यकताई का, रूबरू कोई बुते आईना सीमा न हुआ। कम नहीं नाज़िशे हम नमी चश्मे खूबा। कम नहीं नाज़िशे हम नमी चश्मे खूबा, तेरा बीमार बुरा क्या है गर अच्छा ना हुआ। सीने का दाग है वो नाला कि लब तक न गया। सीने का दाग है वो नाला कि लब तक न गया, खाक का रिस्क है वो कतरा कि दरिया ना हुआ। नाम का मेरे है वो दुख कि किसी को ना मिला। नाम का मेरे है वो दुख कि किसी को ना मिला, काम में मेरे है वो फितना की बरपा ना हुआ। हर बुने मुंह से दमे जिक्र ना टपके खूनाब। हर बुने मुंह से दमे जिक्र ना टपके खूनाब, हमजा का किस्सा हुआ इश्क का चर्चा न हुआ। कतरे में दजला दिखाई ना दे और जुज़्व में कुल। कतरे में दजला दिखाई ना दे और जुज़्व में कुल, खेल लड़कों का हुआ दीदाए बीना न हुआ। मक्तर्ज किया है, थी खबर गर्म कि गालिब के उड़ेंगे पुरज़े। थी खबर गर्म कि गालिब के उड़ेंगे पुरज़े, देखने हम भी गए थे पर तमाशा ना हुआ। Beautiful ghazal. And if you could, you would have recognized some of the couplets that we have quoted in some of the previous episodes. So the ghazal has a few very quotable couplets that come up in other episodes every now and then. So let's start with the matla. How does Galib decide to open this ghazal? What is his opening sher? So this is how the matla goes. दर खुरे कहरो गजब जब कोई हमसा न हुआ। दर खुरे कहरो गजब जब कोई हमसा न हुआ, फिर गलत क्या है कि हमसा कोई पैदा न हुआ। Let's do a quick approximate translation. First line, दर खुरे कहरो गजब जब कोई हमसा न हुआ. When no one has ever been suited better for wrath and torment. Second line, फिर गलत क्या है कि हमसा कोई पैदा ना हुआ. Then, how is it a mistake to make a claim that no one like us was ever born. No one like us was ever born. So that's a very one-on-one basic translation. On the surface, the couplet comes across as a lofty claim being made by Ghalib about himself. The couplet comes across as Ghalib praising himself. But let's see what we think after going through the impression. Picking up the first line, Dar khure kehro gazab jab koi hamsa na hua. We are going to do the keywords first. So, first word complex that we will pick up is dar khur. Now, when we translate dar for its meanings, it would be something similar to a door, an entrance, something through which you will be admitted into a place, right? And khur has multiple meanings, right from it being a short form for khurshid, which is sun, feet of animals, anything that helps you or enables you to walk, multiple meanings. But when you look at dar and khur as a word complex, dar khur, it has a different connotation to it. Dar khur basically indicates or describes your suitability, your eligibility, your ability to be admitted to something, your ability to do something, right? Your being fit for something, your suitability for something. And Ghalib का ये बड़ा favorite word complex है. I came across multiple couplets that he has used with dar khur, right? But we will pick one of them for today's episode. So, Ghalib का ये शेर देखें. जाता हूँ दागे हसरते हस्ती लिए हुए. जाता हूँ दागे हसरते हस्ती लिए हुए, हूँ शम्माए कुश्ता दर खुरे महफिल नहीं रहा. The approximate translation is I leave bearing the scars of unfulfilled desires I had throughout my life. I am a candle that has extinguished and hence is not suitable for the room or the congregation in the room anymore. Right? Hu shammai kushta, extinguished candle, dar khure mehfil na raha. Not fit, not suitable for the assembly or the room or the congregation anymore. सलीम अहमद का ये शेर देखिए. अब जो ठहरी है मुलाकात तो इस शर्त के साथ. अब जो ठहरी है मुलाकात तो इस शर्त के साथ, शौक को दरखुरे इजहार ना समझा जाए. शौक को दरखुरे इजहार ना समझा जाए. The approximate translation is that now the next meeting which is finalized between me and her is finalized on one condition, that the desire to meet should not be considered fit, suitable, or should not be admitted as the confession of love. Desire should not be admitted as love. It should only be considered as desire to meet. There should be no love connotation to it. Very interesting couplet. And then Nazir Hussain Siddiqui का ये शेर. दर खुरे कहर हम तो हैं लेकिन, दर खुरे कहर हम तो हैं लेकिन, इश्क का ये सिला नहीं होता. So the approximate translation is agreed. Agreed, I am suitable, eligible, befitting for wrath and oppression and misfortune. But the fact is, these are not the rewards of being in love. I am suitable for them, I am going to bear them, but these are not rewards of being in love. So, all these couplets to establish the essence in which darkhur is used in Urdu poetry. It is usually used to describe somebody's suitability, ability, fitness, right, for something. Now, moving on to the next keyword, keher. So, keher translates to Keher has many colors to it, if you may, right? Fury, anger, rage, wrath, curse, calamity, violence, oppression, overpowering something, conquering something, right? And sometimes passion also. So, all said and done, in this couplet, the meanings which resonate the most would be anger, fury, rage, divine wrath, some kind of calamity, some kind of oppression, some kind of divine misfortune. अब शहरयार का ये शेर देखें, कौन सा कहर ये आंखों पे हुआ है नाजिल, कौन सा कहर ये आंखों पे हुआ है नाजिल, एक मुद्दत से कोई ख्वाब ना देखा हमने. Beautiful couplet. The approximate translation is, I cannot understand what kind of calamity, what kind of divine wrath has fallen over my eyes, right, from above, because these eyes have not dreamt for a long, long time. No dreams have entered these eyes for a long, long time. And Mir Taqi Mir ka ye शेर, बेवफाई पे तेरे जी है फिदा, बेवफाई पे तेरे जी है फिदा, कहर होता जो बावफा होता. Very nice couplet. The approximate translation is, I am fully, totally, completely enamored, right, with your style of being unfaithful. Right? I am so hooked to your style of being unfaithful. Had you been faithful, bawafa, bewafa, unfaithful, bawafa, faithful. Had you been faithful, it would have struck me like a calamity, right? It would have struck me like a curse. It would have taken me aback with that intensity had you been faithful. So that takes care of keher. Moving on to gazab. Both words have similar connotations, but we will see through the couplets, etc., what the little nuances are which differentiate them. So gazab translates to something fearful, something intense, something shocking, something outrageous. Again, can be something passionate. Also with a flavor of anger, fury, rage, right? So Hasrat Mohani ka ye शेर, मुझको दिखला के राहे कूचा यार, मुझको दिखला के राहे कूचा यार, किस गजब में फंसा गई आंखें. So the approximate translation is that by showing me the way to the beloved's door, by showing me the way to the beloved's door, these eyes of mine have had me caught in a outrageous, shocking, fearful, intense situation. Right? Because now that my eyes have shown me the path, I will have to walk on it. Now I know how I can reach it. What you see, you cannot unsee. Right? So, beautiful couplet from that perspective. दाग दहलवी का ये शेर, निराली तमन्ना है अहले करम से, निराली तमन्ना है अहले करम से, सितम चाहते हैं गजब चाहते हैं. So the approximate translation is, I have a very unique, one of its kind request from generous people, right? From people who shower blessings, who shower generosity on me. And what is this unique wish or desire? I want torture. I want pain. I want suffering. I want wrath. I want oppression. Right? So the lover gets he gets so in tune with these feelings of being oppressed, of being in pain, of being unfortunate, of bearing calamities, that when he has an opportunity to request something from even generous people who can give him good things, he comes up with these requests. So that takes care of all the key words in the first line: dar khur, keher, and gazab. And like I said, the entire word complex dar khure kehro gazab, dar khure kehro gazab, will translate to worthy of fury and anger, suitable to bear wrath and oppression, fit to bear and endure divine calamity, divine curse, right? Things like that. So, now let's dive into the impression of the first line. So, Ghalib has decided to open his ghazal with a matla that focuses on a one of its kind opportunity that has been bestowed on Ghalib, seemingly by destiny itself. So, this has been divined for him. This has been destined for him. ये किस्मत ने उनके लिए लिखा है. Now, in this matla, Ghalib uses the famous if-then logic. What is if-then logic? If-then logic is when you make a deductive argument which has two parts: the hypothesis, which is called the if part, and the conclusion, which is called the then part. So, in the first line, Ghalib is going to give us the if of his if-then logic. So, here is the if of Ghalib's logic in the first line. If it is an undisputed fact that there is no one with the ability to bear, endure unthinkable wrath, curse, fury, calamity, oppression like I can. So that is what the first line is. Dar khure kehro gazab jab koi hamsa na hua. Dar khure kehro gazab jab koi hamsa na hua, we can interpret it in two ways. The first is, Ghalib is saying that he was chosen for this keher and gazab because he was the only one who had the strength, who had the tenacity to handle it, to bear it, and after handling it, after bearing it, come out of it still unbroken, come out of it stronger, come out of it transformed. And if you remember, and if you are a DGMZ veteran viewer, you know that in some of the past episodes, I have mentioned this, this thing that I feel very strongly about Ghalib, right? Ghalib was, in my humble opinion, an alchemist. Life threw scraps of iron at him, and Ghalib transformed it into gold. And that is, of course, the sign of a great person, right? A person who can transform their misfortunes, their limitations, their failures into something beautiful. Now, of course, we don't know everything about Ghalib's life, but we definitely do know he had a very hard life. And his divan is a product of that hard life, those experiences, those moments days, weeks, months, and years of struggles, one after the other. And look what has come out of it. Right? It was not just a hard life, it was a hard life that was transformed by the person living it into something so out of this world, so ethereal, so surreal, right? So I think that is what the first interpretation of the first line could be, that I am the only one. It is undisputed, it is established. I am the only one who had वो जो ताब होता है ना, I was the only one who had the ताब in me to handle the misfortunes. Now the second interpretation can be, Ghalib is saying that I was the only one who was given all this misfortune and oppression because I was the only one with having a kismat that was this distorted. I was the only one with this huge a misfortune in their kismat, that I landed up living a life that was riddled with suffering and oppression and struggle and pain and grief, right? So two ways to interpret it. Either it was given to me because हम बदकिस्मत थे, और इट वॉज गिवन टू मी क्योंकि हम ही थे जिसमें वो ताब था कि इसको झेल सकें. एंड in DGMZ's humble opinion, we are convinced it is the first one. And for the impression, we are going to use the first interpretation, that he was the only one who had this kind of tenacity, not only to bear the grief and suffering, but transform it into something so beautiful, right? Okay, whether it is the first interpretation you go with or the second, the fact remains that Ghalib in this verse is capturing the plight of unrequited love that a lover is going through. In addition, there is a very strong probability that Ghalib is also referring to the actual real, unsurmountable challenges that were sent his way throughout his life. Now, like I said in the first line, जब दर खुरे कहरो गज़ब, ये जो कहरो गज़ब है, ये कोई छोटा मोटा कहरो गज़ब नहीं है. These oppressions, these struggles which Ghalib is mentioning in the first line are lifelong struggles. Things that were almost it seemed that destiny would have it no other way but this way. It almost seemed that you were born with a destiny that would have it no other way but this way. This will never change. This dynamic of your life will never change. And देखिए Ghalib का ये शेर, one of my favorite heartbreaking shares, right? It breaks your heart. ऐसा आसान नहीं लहू रोना, ऐसा आसान नहीं लहू रोना, दिल में ताकत जिगर में हाल कहाँ. The approximate translation is, it is not an easy thing to weep blood. It is not an easy thing to go through grief and pain that makes blood pour out of your eyes as teardrops. ऐसा आसान नहीं लहू रोना, दिल में ताकत जिगर में हाल कहाँ. It requires a lot. It requires a lot from the heart. It requires a lot from the liver, right? Heart, the seat of love and passion. Liver, the seat of courage and fortitude and patience. So the couplet very beautifully captures the level of grief we are talking about. असद जाफरी का ये शेर, मुकद्दर ने भला हमसे मजाक आखिर किया क्या है. मुकद्दर ने भला हमसे मजाक आखिर किया क्या है, खुदाया जिस खता की ये सज़ा है वो खता क्या है. दिल तोड़ने वाला शेर, राइट? द अप्रॉक्सीमेट ट्रांसलेशन इज, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ जोक हैज़ फेट played on me, right? What kind of joke has fate played on me? Dear Lord, this punishment that I am being given, this punishment that I have been serving all my life, can someone tell me what the crime was? What was my crime? What did I do wrong to be punished so severely throughout my life continuously? इब्ने इंशा का ये शेर, गो आग से छाती जलती थी, गो आग से दरिया बहता था। गो आग से छाती जलती थी, गो आग से दरिया बहता था, हर एक से दुख नहीं कहता था, चुप रहता था, गम सहता था। Again, that underlying feeling of continuous flow of pain and grief. No break, no respite. How do we go through life? Everybody's life has pain and grief. The way we survive them is those little breaks of joy we get in between. They give us an opportunity to reset. They give us an opportunity to revive ourselves, get up and get ready for the next calamity, right? But when life doesn't give you those breaks, when it is a continuous flow, it becomes very difficult. बहादुर शाह जफर का ये शेर, बुलबुल को बागबां से ना सयाद से गिला, बुलबुल को बागबां से ना सयाद से गिला, किस्मत में कैद लिखी थी फसले बहार में. The approximate translation is, the koyal or bulbul, the bird, is not going to complain either about the gardener or about the hunter that has come to catch it, hunt it, because per the bird, she came with a destiny. She came with a destiny that mandated her to be trapped in a cage, even when there was spring all around her. When everything was free, when everything was flourishing, she even then was trapped in a cage. So with a destiny like that, she really doesn't see any point in complaining here and there about anyone. And then Mirza Ghalib का ये एक और शेर, मेरी किस्मत में गम गगर, my apologies, I'll try that again. मिर्ज़ा गालिब का ये शेर, मेरी किस्मत में गम गर इतना था. मेरी किस्मत में गर, oh man, it's a tongue twister. Take 3. मेरी किस्मत में गम गर इतना था, दिल भी या रब कई दिए होते. मेरी किस्मत में गर गम इतना था, दिल भी या रब कई दिए होते. So the approximate translation is, God, if you had decided to send my way so much grief and pain, right, then wouldn't it be fair to provide me with multiple hearts that could bear it? You've given me this one single heart and you keep sending all this pain towards it. So all these couplets just to grab that essence which Ghalib, in our humble opinion, is capturing in the first line. ये जो कहरो गज़ब है, ये एक ऐसा continuous string of misfortunes, calamities, oppression, struggle, failure है, जिसको झेलना पड़ेगा जिंदगी भर. Okay, so that takes care of the first line, दर खुरे कहरो गज़ब जब कोई हमसा ना हुआ. We have covered the if part of the if-then logic. Now let's move to then. Second line, फिर गलत क्या है कि हमसा कोई पैदा ना हुआ. So this is the then part in the second line. And he details or he describes the then part in his well-known questioning style. He asks, why is it wrong then to claim that there has never been anyone like me born. Why? He puts a फिर गलत क्या है, right? Why? And as always, in Ghalib's questions lie the answers. So when he says, why is it wrong to claim that no one like me has ever been born? The answer which lies in it is, there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong in the claim that no one has ever been born like me. That claim is correct. That claim is justifiable. दुरुस्त है वो दावा कि हमसा कोई पैदा ना हुआ. Now, a claim like that, right? हमसा कोई पैदा ना हुआ. It's a lofty claim. It's a hyperbolic claim. बहुत बड़ी बात है ये, बहुत बड़ा दावा है. But उर्दू शायरी में Ghalib is not the first one or the only one who has done it. Let's see how other poets have tackled this, right? Very interesting to observe that. So, Wali Asi का ये शेर, दोस्तों ढूंढ के हमसा कोई प्यासा लाओ. दोस्तों ढूंढ के हमसा कोई प्यासा लाओ, हम तो आंसू भी जो पीते हैं तो पानी की तरह. The approximate translation is, friends, go and try finding a thirsty person like me. By extension, there is no one as thirsty as me because I am the one who drinks his tears like one would drink water. So many tears, drink it just like water. So, a lofty claim. नुमान फरूक का ये शेर, ये अलग बात कि हमसा नहीं प्यासा कोई. ये अलग बात कि हमसा नहीं प्यासा कोई, फिर भी दरिया से ताल्लुक नहीं रखा कोई. So, प्यासा ही थीम चल रही है, बट ये अप्रोच बिल्कुल डिफरेंट है, राइट? सो द अप्रॉक्सीमेट ट्रांसलेशन इज, श्योर it is a different matter that there is no one as thirsty as me. Sure, there is this fact that there is no one as thirsty as me, but the other fact is that despite there being no one as thirsty as me, I have never had any relationship with the ocean. कोई ताल्लुक नहीं दरिया से. एंड सादुल्ला शाह का ये शेर, मुझसा कोई जहां में नादा भी ना हो, मुझसा कोई जहां में नादा भी ना हो, करके जो इश्क कहता है नुकसान भी ना हो. द अप्रॉक्सीमेट ट्रांसलेशन इज, आई होप देयर इज नेवर इन द वर्ल्ड anybody as naive and innocent as me, who says that I want to be in love, but I do not want to suffer any losses. I do not want to suffer any losses. And last one, इरफान सिद्दीकी का ये शेर, सख्त जहाँ हमसा कोई तुमने ना देखा होगा, सख्त जहाँ हमसा कोई तुमने ना देखा होगा, हमने कातिल कई देखे हैं तुम्हारे जैसे. Approximate translation is, you, my dear, would not have seen a more resilient spirit like me. You would not have seen anybody with a more resilient spirit like me, but me, on the other hand, have seen many a murderer like you. So, आप देख सकते हैं कि in the world of Urdu poetry, all these lofty claims made by the poet / lover, right, are about their ability to bear, about their ability to endure. That is what Urdu poetry glorifies, right? In Urdu poetry, the shair glorifies the lover's ability to bear and endure. Now, in the second line, using himself as an example, Ghalib in this matla is glorifying that same human spirit that is made able and that is destined to handle a tough life, of oppression, challenges, defeat, failure, right? And though they are enduring and bearing it, they are still coming out of it, surviving it, persevering through it. They are not allowing the oppression and the grief, the misery, the failures to break their spirit. That is the spirit Ghalib is glorifying. Ghalib states, such destiny to bear this level of pain and grief, such destiny, such fate, such kismat is not given to everyone. And it is not given to everyone because it requires a one of its kind spirit to carry this destiny, to carry this fate. And such human spirits become a beacon of inspiration. They become a beacon of motivation. When you see them from afar, when you see someone getting hit by misfortune and calamity again and again, and then standing up again and again, right? Not allowing it to break them down, right? That is when you should get motivated and inspired by it. You will get motivated and inspired by it. And people who live such lives indeed are allowed to make that lofty claim that हमसा कोई पैदा ना हुआ. हमसा कोई पैदा ना हुआ. Never before and never after us will come anyone that can match our caliber and ability to bear pain, to bear grief, to bear oppression. Sorry. The beauty of the couplet, now that we are almost done with the second line, the beauty of the couplet is that it makes you think that we are born and brought up with this strong school of thought that when you are assessing a life, when you are assessing the quality of life lived by someone, if there are multiple joys in that life, if there are multiple successes in that life, if there are multiple achievements in that life, then that life is worthy. Then that life was worth living. Then that life was well lived. Then that life should be celebrated. That is a cause of joy. That is a metric for success as far as living goes. Ghalib once again challenges this precedence. He once again challenges this school of thought. Ghalib says, no, the life that should be celebrated, the life that should be glorified, the life that is worthy of making a lofty claim, as lofty as no one was ever born like me, no one will ever be born like me, are the lives which are going to handle oppressions, who are going to handle failures, which are going to handle grief, pain. These are the lives that should be celebrated. This is how you measure the success of a life. This is how you measure this should be the metric of a life well lived, right? Per Ghalib, the fact that not everyone is given great oppression, great pain, great suffering is because it takes one of a kind, strong, resilient spirit to bear all this and come out victorious. Not everyone can do it, and that is why not everyone is asked to do it. Not everyone is destined to do it. And like I said, in Ghalib's case, specifically about Ghalib, right? In Ghalib's case, keeping aside the unrequited lover aspect of it, right? Of course, his poetry, his ghazal, his shairi is about unrequited love. But staying on the topic of life, there is no better example than Ghalib. The life he lived was riddled, like I say, with any and every type of problem. And he was not a perfect man. He came with his own limitations and vices. Plus, the environment surrounding him gave him their share of misfortunes and struggles, right? So, keeping all that in mind, to see him create something so beautiful, so exquisite, so life altering, realizing that throughout his life he very well knew what he deserved, and throughout his life he was made to live through the not receiving what he deserved, right? He knew what he deserved, and throughout his life he knew that he is not getting it. Imagine, day in, day out, night in, night out, in your back room you are creating a masterpiece and you don't have food to eat. What a predicament. What kind of spirit, what kind of strength should your spirit have to go through such a situation and still come out of it? Still come out of it. Still not let it break you and keep you on task and create something so exquisite. So, yeah, that's what we think is दर खुरे कहरो गजब जब कोई हमसा ना हुआ, फिर गलत क्या है कि हमसा कोई पैदा ना हुआ. गालिब यहाँ पर वो टिपिकल तारीफ नहीं कर रहे हैं. गालिब कह रहे हैं जितना गम आपने झेल लिया, जितनी तकलीफ़ें आपने झेल ली, जितना कहर और गज़ब आपने झेल लिया, उतने बड़े, उतने काबिल इंसान हो आप. जितना कम आपने ये सब झेला, उतनी कम काबिलियत है. काबिलियत का नापना इन चीज़ों से होता है, ना कि आपने कितना कम गम सहा, आपने कितनी खुशियाँ पाई, आपने कितने सक्सेसेस पाए. ये मेट्रिक गलत है. मेट्रिक ये होना चाहिए, बिकॉज इसके लिए लगती है एक स्ट्रॉन्ग स्पिरिट. इसके लिए लगता है दैट वन ऑफ अ काइंड पर्सन, नेवर बॉर्न बिफोर, never born after. And that is true in Ghalib's case, right? There is nobody unmatched, and probably he knew that. ना मेरे पहले कोई था, ना शायद मेरे बाद कभी कोई होगा. ये मैं हूँ और ये मैं रहूँगा हमेशा के लिए. And still never seeing that success come to him. Okay, so that takes care of दर खुरे कहरो गज़ब जब कोई हमसा ना हुआ, फिर गलत क्या है कि हमसा कोई पैदा ना हुआ. I hope you enjoyed the impression. Let us know via comments. Do keep interacting with us. It's always nice to hear from you. Now for the new viewers, a very strong recommendation. Do go through the episode titled Introduction to DGMC, because it will give you a good insight into the motivation and inspiration behind this podcast. The homepage of the channel has multiple playlists. Feel free to surf through them and pick an episode that interests you. I'm going to go ahead and close the episode now. I'm sending a lot of love and light to all you dear viewers, and thanks for watching.